Hello everyone, this is Dello the Multiboxer. Got a bit of a different video for you today. Today we're talking about gearing up your 5-man team. In this case, specifically Warrior, 3 Mages, Priest, which was my configuration that I leveled with. I am now doing a melee team, and there will be some videos going up. We've had one for, Dead Mines go up, and there will be one going up on SFK, Shadowfang Keep, shortly. Probably in the next couple of days. But right now, I'm going to talk about gearing and how we should gear our characters as we reach the end game. Because that's the aim, doing these end game dungeons, completing every boss in the 5-mans in the game. But essentially, that was my goal in Classic, and I've achieved that. And I want to go through how I geared and essentially how you can gear. So we're going to start with Warrior. So your Warrior is your tank in this situation. The way I like to do it is essentially go prot, fairly deep prot the entire way through. Shut down BattleNet. So yeah, fairly deep prot the entire way through. So one of the things I like to do is, so this is essentially level 50. So this is everything before Blackrock Depth. Blackrock Depth is the first dungeon you can go into, which is essentially an endgame dungeon, which has BIS in it. You know, things like the trinket, can't think of the name, Hand of Justice. So you want to go into BRD with some okay gear, because you're going to go into BRD at like level 50, and you want to have some decent gear to be able to start plowing through the mobs in there. Okay, so what you want is basically a little bit of defense, probably not much, nice amount of stamina, a bit of strength so you can hold threat. So we start off with this very well itemized piece of gear. It's from an easy kill quest called South Sea Shakedown in Tanaris, which is simply, let me just scroll back up to the top, kill 40 dudes. Now with a multi-boxing team in current Classic WoW, this area is going to be quite empty, so you should be able to go in there and plow them down. While you're doing it, get the XP and do this one as well. They're both picked up at this little hub up here, Steam Weedle Port. And yeah, it also gets you a pair of boots for all your casters. So a very good quest to do. But pretty much all of these are going to be dungeon items except for that. Or quests that you do within dungeons. So just a ZF item here for some stam. Nothing special. I think it drops off the first boss. Again, another ZF item. The pauldrons drop off the last boss. Very, very good. These will last you a while. So try and get them. Maraudon, just a stamina cape. A green would do fine here. A green would essentially do fine for your neck as well. But these two items are very good. Level 40, the first plate chest you can get. This will be replaced in the BRD arena. So, still quite good. Very good at level 40. Again, these braces are pretty shit. Just some stam. Very high armor, I think, compared to the other levels. Others at this level. So Thrash Blade is a very good sword. So we're looking at a human here. So we've got Thrash Blade. You also have some other items. So what you can do here is just, yeah, so I've got one-hand axe, mace, sword. So at that sort of level range, so you want to pick this up if you're an orc. This drops off the arena. But this sort of level range, Sword of Serenity, is quite good. That's a quest in Scarlet Monastery. And just whatever else you pick up, like even a green might do here. I think that's quite good. This speed is a little slow for a tanking weapon, but it's fine. It's a very good weapon. You can even use it as your offhand when you start raiding, if you start raiding. And you want to do DPS, so good weapon. A shield from Scarlet Monastery. So again, level 39, it's blue, it's got some stam, some strength, pretty well itemized. It's quite a good shield. Will last you up until you pick up the one off Rockor in BRD. Bows, just a stat, find a bow or a gun with some stats and wear it. Nothing special to see there. An ultimate item, Crag Fists. When I leveled, I got stamina, strength, Crag Fists with defense. they were great. They lasted me a long time. So if they show up when you're running Alderman, if you want to run Alderman, very good. The Sunken Temple item here, I don't think you should be getting that. You're picking up this quite quickly, but there's nothing too much. That's a quest in BRD, and it lasts you a long time. But there's belts few and far between. You probably want to buy a belt off the AH, probably the Valor belt. Now, of Princess in Mara, you get some good legs. So that's a good starting point. Strength, stam, high armor. And again, boots, very hard to find a good pair of boots. It is essentially all the way through. So yeah, I think this dropped off Revolution in Alderman. If you're getting Cragfists, kill this guy as well, you might get decent boots, but yeah, just a green is probably going to do here. Mason's Frat Ring is pretty good. It's a quest from ZF, so easy to get. And then your second ring can be a green around that sort of level-ish. There's nothing too special here that I can think of. So you have to go down a bit. Maybe you can pick up a quest item. Oh, that's terrible. Even this Seal of Wind is quite good from the quest, fairly big quest line, including stockades. But yeah, your second ring. Meh. Trinkets, get Mark of the Chosen. Very good. It's a quest in Tenaris, and it's very good item for a tank. It might last you all the way to 60. And get your carrot while you're in ZF for your 5 guys, makes them all run faster. There isn't much else going on at trinkets at this point in the game. Okay, so it's already been talking for 6 minutes here, so we're going to do this a few times. So I'm going to look at level 50 for the 5 classes, and we'll go from there. Before we move on to mages, this is what I did when I leveled. So basically we're going to this point with these itemizations. So we're looking out all the way up to Mara. And then once you get level 50, get into BRD and start. And you probably don't want to do, I've created routes of the lower level sort of stuff. You probably want to start doing this region here when you're level 50. You don't want to go too much further than that, even if you're just doing jail. It gets a bit boring doing it over and over. You can try and start doing arenas, and you can do Grabmar for a couple of items. Once you've got them, forget about him. Anyway, right now we're focusing on, that's for another episode. Right now we're focusing up all of these and how we can proceed into the end game. Excuse my voice a bit croaky at the moment. Not good with what's going on in the world, but it's not coronavirus. Okay, anyway, continuing on. So let's have a look at mages, level 50. So some good crafted items for mages. Fairly cheap. I wouldn't put them on here if they weren't cheap. You don't have to get them, but they're very good. So Dream Reeve, there's 3 items you can get. You can probably buy them for 15G for all 3, which shouldn't be too much at this level range, hitting level 50. You would pretty much want to pick up level 40 and level 45 for the helm. Your neck, Princess from Mara drops a good neck. You probably want to give it to your priest first, and then start hitting the mages up. The mages will replace it with the DM East item. DM East you can start doing in like the mid 50s. There's a shawl this is in Cathedral, Scarlet Monastery Cathedral, and it's a guy hidden around the back, hidden room. And this is good for all your casters, so pick it up when you do SM. You're going to be doing a lot of, if you're leveling, AoE leveling dungeons, Scarlet Monastery Cathedral is fantastic. A lot of XP very quickly. You're going to kill this guy a lot of times. You want to pick up essentially 4 of these for all your casters. Again, your chest, your back. Nothing really at this stage. Get a green and go with that. You pick up a really good cloak in BRD very close to the start, so you're going to replace it very shortly in BRD. Again, Dream Reeve vest, craft it, It's cheap. It's great. Some of my guys were still using this at 60. Braces, get a green. There's no good braces all the way up until Diamond North. So you probably end up just going to be using the Mage tier 0.5 braces, which you can get off AH. It's just got a lot of int on it and nothing special. This is a great dagger. Drops in Scarlet Monastery of Doan in the library. So you want to do the library, you want to get the key because you're going to need it for Strat Live. And this is a very good dagger. It's going to last you a long time. And you also want to pick up all of the Forgotten Seer. I think this is a Graveyard. Yeah, it's the last boss in Graveyard, which again you're going to be doing a lot because you're going to be doing a lot of Scarlet Monastery. So you want to pick up these for all your casters, the priests and the 3 mages. If you want to do the mage quest, you get quite a good wand from it. Only frost, but it's good. There's not much going on with wands at this point until you do DM East and get the green one with spell damage on it. And the spell damage is 9 as well with no int. But it will also, it's spell damage, not frost damage, so it helps the Arcane Explosion. True Move Gloves, craft them, they're great. That shouldn't be in this list because there should be no BRD items. This is drops if the arena. The belt that you do want before you go into BRD is this. So this is Mara. It's got a lot of int, a lot of stam. So it's quite handy. It drops off the Satyr boss in the purple side, I think it is, before you go into the bit after the waterfall. If these are on AH, pick them up. You do need a pattern. They might be a little bit expensive. So if they're expensive, just use anything. Yeah. Close this off. Okay. From Nomagon, int, a little bit of damage. Very good for level 27. They're going to last you up until essentially you go into BRD and start getting the Omnicast boots off Golem Lord Anglemark, or however you pronounce it. Get a green ring. This one's not bad. Again, another BRD item, so forget that. Again, pick up a green item. Nothing great to go on with rings. You might even still be using the one from Dead Mines if you've got that with the 6 int on it, because as you can see, this isn't much better. Again, carry on a stick from ZF, and if you do this quest in Blasted Lands, you can pick up a little bit of mana regen. Probably not worth it. You put anything there. Put them. The one that you get for the tank, you can put that there. If you guys do get hit, they get a nice stat boost. So if you're A-ring a lot, yeah, mages might be pulling aggro. Okay, so that's Warrior and Mage. Let's have a look at Priest for level 50. So this is before we go into BRD. This is a very strong item. It's a BOE. It may be expensive. It was near the starter classic. But these days, a lot less people want it. It's got a lot of healing for a level 42 item. So yeah, you may want to pick this up if you can. If you can't get it, there isn't much else. Not much else at all. So you're probably just going to end up with something like, you know, a crafted item. Actually, no, what you will end up with is the Dreamweave head, which the mages use. So if you can't get this, use Dreamweave. Still, you have to pay for it, but it probably might be a lot cheaper. Just have a look at the prices. Again, of Princess, all 4 of your castles are going to want this. Give it to the priest first, because he's going to keep it the longest. You probably have it until you get the necklace from Strat Undead, and it's quite a small drop rate, so you'll have this for a while, I'm guessing. These are BRD items, they shouldn't be on here. So yeah, look at the Inquisitor's Shawl, same as the Mage, and again, pick up a green cloak. Dreamweave Vest, pick up some braces. Now this is good, very good. will last you a long time. It's plus healing. It's from Scarlet Monastery Cathedral, of one of the bosses, the final boss in there. Spirit of Aquamentus. Now, this is an item you're probably going to get a little bit later on, because the final mob you need to kill in this quest line is a 56 elite. So you probably want to do this a few levels later. Again, that same item that the mages had, we probably want to use this. It'll do for now. It's got a little bit of spell damage on it. It's quite alright. And, you know, there's no find a green wand. This wand drops in Blackfathom Deeps, I think. Or it's a quest. It's got a spirit on it. So essentially, does nothing. Remove gloves. The same belt from Maraudon. Same pants if they're available. Now these boots are the ones I was talking about off that same quest as your helmet for your tank. They will replace the ones you pick up from Nomagon. So once you get to level 45 and do that quest, they will replace that item. Again, a couple of green rings. Nothing much to see here. Yeah, you'll probably use something like this maybe, and the same trinkets. So that's what we want to pick up to this point. It's a great starting point to be able to start going into BRD and cleaning up, doing some decent damage, being able to tank mobs, being able to get through the mobs. If you've got all greens, you could probably still do it, but it may be a little harder, it may take you a little longer, and you really want to get into BRD and start grinding up important items. And important items in BRD, and you want to start grinding up levels, and you want to start heading towards your BIS. I'm going to make this a touch longer. No, actually, we'll do another video. We'll talk about 50 to 55 items we should be picking up, what we should be grinding, where we should be grinding, that sort of stuff. I'll probably release that in a day or two, as well as the SFK video. So if you made it this far, good. Tell me what you think of this information, if it's helpful. Once I've done with these guys, I'm going to do it for my melee team. And once I sort of start doing stuff from 50 to 60, I want to start telling you how to farm these items, especially if they're harder ones to get. So a very quick example. Level 59, I want to do everything but DM. So something like, that's hard to get. What's hard to get? Like this. I spent a lot of time grinding this with one of my friends who was a paladin. We were going to Elbers, it was a 6-man group. I would take my 5 guys, he would take his pally. And we found out a very quick route to grind good items for gold, as well as get to the boss that drops this item. So once we get to this point, I'll go a little bit more in depth into how to get these hard to come items and the best ways to do it. Alright, so hopefully this is helpful. Let me know in the comments what you think, and yeah, something different. Hopefully my voice is feeling a little bit better for the other episodes I intend to make. Alrighty, thank you all. Like and subscribe. I'm Dallo. Bye for now.